neighborhood where he spoke with a resident who also had his home shot and the neighbor who stepped in to help the 6-year-old boy. Jonathan.
Yeah, neighbors at the Canfield Lakes apartment tells me this shooting hit too close to home. They say this isn't the first time a shooting happens here, and they'd like to see change happen soon.
I didn't even know it was gunshots. I thought it was fireworks. Because I hear gunshots like pop, 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 a few, and this one was more like automatic, like all the way, like fireworks.
Houston police responded to several rounds of gunshots early Tuesday morning at the Canfield Apartments in North Houston. While no one died, a 6-year-old boy was grazed by a bullet on the side of his head while eating a McDonald's Happy Meal.
I was on the phone with 911, and they were asking me to do CPR chest compressions. And I'm like for you? I was like, no, I'm not going to do chest compression. He's alive. He's talking.
The 6-year-old was rushed to the hospital. According to the family's neighbor, the boy had surgery at 7 a.m. and the latest update at noon, he was up and conscious and doing well.
I knew it was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, one day, one of them gunshots is going to end up hitting a kid, and it's going to change everything around here.
Neighbors say shootings in this area are always happening. One neighbor had gunshots also hit his home and bullets hit his daughter's car.
I was worried for my family. This isn't the first time a shootout happened. I was worried for my children and grandchildren.
Humberto Sanchez says his grandson plays with the 6-year-old boy who was shot and wishes him all the best during his recovery. But also, he would like to see changes made in the area.
Authorities need to put an end to this. This time around, a kid got shot. He's our neighbor.
Houston police say they do not have a description for the suspect, but are asking anyone with information to come forward. I'm reporting live in North Houston, Jonathan Mejia, Fox 26 News.
And tonight we're looking into records and information surrounding the death of Jaden Dandridge. Now, he's the man who was wanted by Memphis police in the shooting that injured Houston rapper Sauce Walker and killed another. Now, we are working to piece this whole thing together here. Here's a little bit of what we know so far.
Fox 26 News reporter Leslie Delaspore here, and I want to bring you an update to a story that we're working to piece together. Now, this story is surrounding the death of 21-year-old Jaden Dandridge, who Memphis police says was found dead here in Houston. And in case you're wondering what does Memphis police have to do with this, here's some background. Before the death of Jaden Dandridge, Memphis police was looking for him, and he was wanted for his role in a recent shooting in Memphis, Tennessee, that left Houston rapper Sauce Walker injured and killed another rapper, Say-So P. Now, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office says a man by the name of Jaden Dandridge was killed Thursday, March 27th, around 10:40 a.m., ruling his death as a homicide, and that Dandridge died from multiple gunshot wounds. But Friday, March 28th, Houston police put out a press release saying they were investigating a homicide that happened here at 12,300 North Freeway at the Old Greens Point Mall. HPD also says that the male victim had multiple gunshot wounds, but he was found near the dumpster at the loading dock here behind the old Macy's. Now, Houston police told me at this time they will not be releasing the name of the victim of the homicide that they were investigating from March 27th. Here at 10:40 a.m., they tell me they're leaving that up to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office. Now, HPD is asking that if you have any information to please call them or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS because this investigation is still ongoing. Reporting from Greens Point, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Adolfo Serrano, guilty of intoxication manslaughter as charged in the indictment.
A guilty verdict for a man charged with driving drunk and killing a deputy constable in a fiery crash. The Harris County jury delivered its verdict just before noon today.
This comes 3 years and a day after Precinct 7 Deputy Constable Jennifer Chavez was killed. Fox 26's Leslie Delaspore was in court. Leslie.
Yeah, in a unanimous vote, Adolfo Serrano was found guilty for intoxication manslaughter for killing former Deputy Constable Jennifer Chavez. Take a look at what happened in court today.
In cause number 1765224, the state of Texas.
Serrano sat in a packed courtroom, along with jurors, Precinct 7 deputy constables, and Serrano's family, as the defense and state provided their closing statements.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Adolfo Serrano, guilty of intoxication manslaughter.
A verdict was read just before noon Thursday, but before the verdict, comments from Serrano's defense left many in the courtroom in shock.
What that tells you is the state does not believe that Mr. Serrano on purpose tried to kill somebody. They don't believe that. They didn't file it that way.
The only reason that Jennifer Chavis is dead is because he decided to drive highly intoxicated. She came responding to that call to try to protect other people from exactly what happened to her.
So, my request on behalf of our side is for you to go back and find Mr. Serrano guilty.
After a short recess, the punishment phase began, and witness testimony was read aloud. And loved ones of Jennifer Chavis told the courtroom the kind of mother and officer she was. The state even questioned a former law enforcement officer who came in contact with Serrano before.
You're going to get to hear about all the history and all the violence against women that he's committed. And at the end of this phase of the trial, we're not going to be asking you to give a number. We're going to be asking for a word.
The defense instead painted a picture for the jury of the man they would have to sentence.
Not just his criminal history, but also his family history, his employment history. Most importantly, you all also be able to hear from Mr. Serrano. Mr. Serrano will talk about his life. He will also talk about what was going on with him on April the 2nd, 2022. And at the end of the day, the defense will be asking for a number much, much, much lower than what the state is asking for.
Now, at this time, Mr. Serrano has not been sentenced, and court is expected to resume tomorrow. He's facing 5 to 99 years in prison. Reporting from the Harris County Criminal Courthouse, Leslie Dellis for Fox 26 News.
An undercover operation involving more than 40 game rooms all across Houston landed a man in federal custody. We told you about this first yesterday. We were following it as breaking news. We have a big-time update here today. Anchor Caroline Collins joining us now with what federal agents had to say about this more than 5-year investigation.
Well, Anthony, there was a long list of suspects that were taken into custody yesterday, including a 61-year-old man arrested for a multi-million-dollar scheme involving several illegal game rooms.
The scheme itself was sophisticated in its design and its operation. It utilized armed security, surveillance systems, membership lists, and member ID cards to ensure that those that were accessing these game rooms were legitimate customers of theirs and couldn't otherwise expose the operation. These premises were...
According to the investigators, the mastermind behind the scheme was 61-year-old Nazar Ali. He is accused of using family members and others to run his illegal game rooms as part of an operation Double Down. More than 700 law enforcement officials executed search warrants at 45 locations. Now today we learned how they say Ali carried out his scheme in hopes of avoiding law enforcement.
Ali is alleged to have protected this scheme by recruiting what he believed to be a corrupt Houston police officer, initially paying this officer $1,000 a week in protection money. But as the game room empire grew, so did these payments, with this officer receiving $10, $20, $30, and even up to $40,000 in cash at each of these meetings. Over the course of this conspiracy, Ali is alleged to have paid this undercover officer over $500,000, all with an eye towards protecting his enterprise from law enforcement. What Ali did not know is that this officer was an undercover agent working for investigators and law enforcement, all working to bring down this gambling enterprise from the inside.
Wow. Well, in the end, police executed 85 warrants, making 14 criminal arrests, seizing 2,000 illegal gaming machines. The feds allege that he used 25 bank accounts across the region and say that they seized over $6 million from those, along with other $4 million seized at the game rooms. They also confiscated 8 firearms. Now, authorities also say that Ali hired 31 undocumented immigrants as armed guards inside of those game rooms. Those individuals were arrested on various immigration and firearms charges.
A man is in custody following a SWAT standoff in North Houston. The situation unfolded at a motel on Tidwell. Fox 26's Abigail Dye is there live just off the East Tex Freeway. What have you been able to find out, Abigail?
Well, this all wrapped up within the past hour here at the Mustang, and it was a nearly 7-hour long standoff, and a suspect is in custody, a man